Let me ask you something straight. If you are right now shopping for a new car, whether that is a family SUV, an electric vehicle, or a performance machine, and you have not looked at what Hyundai just dropped for 2026, there is a real chance you are about to spend tens of thousands of dollars on the wrong vehicle. Not because there is anything wrong with what you are planning to buy, but because what Hyundai just quietly launched this year changes the math on almost every segment of the car market. 5 vehicles, different categories, same result. Every single competitor got hurt, and the buyers who walk into dealerships this month without knowing about these 5 models are going to end up with vehicles that were made to look outdated almost overnight. That is not hype, that is the reality of what Hyundai has done. And by the time this video is done, you will understand exactly why automotive insiders are calling this the most aggressive product offensive from any mainstream brand in recent memory. So, if you're new here, this channel breaks down car news in a way that actually protects your money. Hit subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss coverage like this. Let's go. We're going to count these down from genuinely impressive to absolutely jaw-dropping, and I promise you the 5th model changes everything. Number 5, the 2026 Hyundai Tucson. Starting with number 5, the 2026 Hyundai Tucson. On the surface, a new Tucson sounds like standard business. Hyundai refreshes it, puts some new lights on it and calls it a day. That is what most people expect. But what actually happened with this new generation is something that compact SUV shoppers need to understand before they write a check anywhere else. Hyundai has completely redesigned the interior of the new Tucson around what they call the Pleos Connect platform. Think of it as the brain transplant. This is not a new screen bolted onto the same old dashboard, it's a fundamentally new operating system architecture, the same next-generation connected cockpit technology that Hyundai is rolling out across its entire lineup starting this year. The moment you sit inside the new Tucson, the previous generation feels like it belongs in a different decade. The interface is cleaner, the response time is faster, the integration between navigation, climate and driver assist systems is seamless in a way that rivals costing $8,000 to $10,000 more simply cannot match right now. And here's what makes this important for your wallet. Hyundai also updated the transmission to an 8-speed automatic, which smooths out one of the few rough edges the previous Tucson had. New terrain modes for XRT trims mean this thing can now do genuine light off-roading without embarrassing itself. The Tucson plug-in hybrid starts at just over $40,000. For a compact SUV at that price point, with that technology level, the Honda CR-V, the Toyota RAV4, the Ford Escape, all of them just got significantly harder to justify. The compact SUV segment will never feel the same after this. Number 4, the 2026 Hyundai Nexo. Number 4 is where things start to get genuinely serious. The 2026 Hyundai Nexo's 2nd generation is one of the most underreported automotive stories of the year. Most people hear hydrogen fuel cell and immediately think niche technology, limited infrastructure, science experiment. That assumption just became dangerously outdated. The new Nexo produces 252 horsepower from its fully re-engineered fuel cell system. That's a meaningful jump, but the number that stops conversations cold is the projected driving range: 514 miles on a single fill of hydrogen. 514 miles, and that fill takes 5 minutes. Let that land for a second. You stop, you fill for 5 minutes, and you have over 500 miles of zero-emission range. No waiting at a charging station for 20, 30, or 45 minutes, no range anxiety, no planning your road trip around charger locations. The Nexo doubles the battery output of the previous generation from 53 horsepower equivalent to 107 horsepower equivalent, dramatically improving cold weather performance. Hyundai has added an anti-freezing wake-up function that makes this thing reliable year-round in ways the old model simply wasn't. The e-handling system actively distributes torque between motors to improve stability and steering feel. Aerodynamic improvements and active noise control road technology make the interior quieter than many luxury vehicles. Is hydrogen infrastructure perfect? No, but Hyundai have been building towards this for 28 years, and what they have produced for 2026 is not a science project, it's a legitimate, long-range, 5-minute refill, zero-emission SUV that makes a legitimate argument against battery electric for the right buyer. The legacy brands have nothing close to this right now.
Number 3. The 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 6N. Number 3 is the vehicle that made performance car enthusiasts across the world stop scrolling. The 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 6N. This is where Hyundai stops playing nice. The regular IONIQ 6 was already one of the most aerodynamic production cars on the road. The 6N takes that platform and does something that should not be possible at any reasonable price point. 641 horsepower. That is the output when you engage what Hyundai calls N-Grin boost mode. The normal output is 601 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque, which is already a number that embarrasses most performance cars with twice the price tag. 0 to 65 miles per hour in 3.2 seconds. Top speed of 160 miles per hour. All-wheel drive as standard, and then Hyundai engineers did something the enthusiast community did not expect. They gave it a proper performance soul. NE Shift simulates gear changes through the accelerator and sound system in a way that actually makes the car feel mechanical and engaging rather than appliance-like. N Launch Control, N Drift Optimizer, N Track Manager, these are not marketing names, these are systems that were developed on actual racetracks. The 84 kilowatt-hour battery charges from 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes on a 350 kilowatt fast charger. The car comes with an NACS port, meaning it charges natively at Tesla supercharger stations without an adapter. When you compare this directly to the Tesla Model 3 Performance, which produces 500 horsepower and costs similar money, the IONIQ 6N simply outperforms it on everything except straight-line acceleration. And on a track, it is not even a conversation. The Model 3 Performance is a very good car. The IONIQ 6N is a performance event. Sports car enthusiasts who said electric vehicles had no soul owe Hyundai an apology. Now, before we get to number 2 and 1, which together represent something the family car market has literally never seen before, if you are getting real value from this breakdown, go ahead and hit that like button. It costs you nothing and it helps this channel bring you analysis like this every single week. Let's keep going. Number 2, the 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 9. Number 2, the 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 9. This is Hyundai's flagship, their statement vehicle, their answer to the question that every family with 3 rows of children has been asking for years: when does somebody build a proper electric SUV that actually fits real life? The IONIQ 9 is that vehicle, and the numbers behind it are the kind that make rival automakers nervous in boardrooms. It starts at $58,895. It seats up to 7 passengers. It offers up to 335 miles of EPA estimated range, which means in real-world testing, it actually exceeded that figure. The 110.3 kilowatt-hour battery charges from 10 to 80% in approximately 24 minutes using a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger. That is class-leading speed for a 3-row electric SUV. Power ranges from 215 horsepower in base rear-wheel drive trim all the way to 422 horsepower in the top calligraphy all-wheel drive configuration. Every single row of seats is genuinely comfortable. Not okay for adults if you don't mind folding yourself in half comfortable, actually comfortable. And Hyundai put a 100-watt USB-C port at every seating position, plus a 1.5 kilowatt 110-volt outlet in the trunk that effectively turns this SUV into a mobile power station. Kelley Blue Book, one of the most trusted authorities in the industry, called the IONIQ 9 simply one of the best 3-row EVs money can buy. Edmunds praised its refined interior, smooth ride quality, and acceleration. The IIHS gave it a top safety pick plus rating. At the top calligraphy trim, the fully loaded IONIQ 9 comes to around $79,910. That is real money. But compare it to the Rivian R1S, which asks for similar or higher money with less usable range and no federal tax credit advantage. Or compare it to any luxury 3-row electric that starts at 6 figures. The IONIQ 9 makes those vehicles look like bad financial decisions. It is eligible for the full $7,500 federal EV tax credit, which effectively drops the real cost of entry well below sticker. Edmunds noted the market value is running about 2.3% below MSRP, with a $10,000 generally available customer cash rebate on top of that in many regions. Think about what that means. You're buying the most capable mainstream family electric SUV on the market and negotiating from a position of strength. The 3-row family SUV market, the segment where Toyota, Ford, and Kia thought they had solid ground, just got disrupted at the foundation level. And that brings us to number 1, the vehicle that won the 2026 North American Utility Vehicle of the Year award. The vehicle that made every rival 3-row SUV brand recalculate their roadmap.
Number 1, the 2026 Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. Now here is why this one matters more than anything else Hyundai has released this year, and possibly more than anything the mainstream SUV market has produced in the past 5 years. The Palisade has always been a strong vehicle. Smart buyers knew it, family hauler experts knew it, but it always had one limitation that kept some buyers away. It was a gas-only vehicle in a world moving toward efficiency. In 2026, Hyundai erased that limitation entirely. The new Palisade Hybrid pairs a turbocharged 2.5-litre 4-cylinder with 2 electric motors mounted in a 6-speed automatic transmission. Total output: 329 horsepower and 399 pound-feet of torque. All-wheel drive comes standard across the hybrid lineup. Fuel economy comes in at 29 city, 30 highway, 29 combined. For a 3-row SUV with 329 horsepower and available seating for 8 passengers, those efficiency numbers are remarkable. But here is what the data reveals that most people are missing. The previous gas-only Palisade with its new 3.5-litre V6 runs the 0 to 60 sprint in 8.7 seconds according to Edmunds testing. That is sluggish. The hybrid, despite being more efficient, is meaningfully quicker off the line because the electric motors provide instant torque from a dead stop. You get more power and better fuel economy in the same vehicle. That never happens in the traditional automotive world. The hybrid starts at $45,760, including destination for the SEL trim. The top-tier calligraphy hybrid sits at $58,380 before destination. With over 5,300 new Palisades currently in dealer inventory, averaging just 33 days on lots, buyers report negotiating around 3 to 4% below MSRP on mid-range trims. In calligraphy trim, CarPro show host Jerry Reynolds, a 28-year automotive radio veteran, said he could not find a single thing he would change about the vehicle. Consumer Guide called out the massaging front seats, relaxation recliner feature, Napa leather, quilted surfaces, and a cabin so quiet you can hold a normal conversation at highway speeds. The Grand Highlander Hybrid is the only real direct competitor right now, but the Palisade Hybrid beats it on interior refinement, technology integration, and design. The Telluride Hybrid is not even out yet, and the Palisade Hybrid already won the North American Utility Vehicle of the Year. This is not a close competition. Hyundai took the most important family 3-row vehicle in America and they won it outright. So here's the full picture of what just happened. Hyundai did not release 5 cars. They planted a flag in 5 different segments of the market at the same time. The new Tucson raised the technology bar in compact SUVs. The Nexo redefined what zero-emission range can look like. The IONIQ 6N proved that electric performance cars can have a soul.
The IONIQ 9 finally delivered the family 3-row electric vehicle the market has been waiting for, and the Palisade Hybrid won the most important award in the North American utility vehicle category. If you're cross-shopping right now, you owe it to your own wallet to sit inside at least one of these before you sign anything. The buyers who skipped the research in previous years and bought competitors are the ones quietly checking trade-in values right now, wondering where the equity went. Do not be that buyer in 2027 looking back at this moment. The smart decision is made before you drive off the lot. Now I want to hear from you directly. Which of these 5 Hyundai models genuinely surprised you the most, and which one has you seriously reconsidering what you thought you were going to buy? Drop your answer in the comments right now. And if you want the full deep dive on any one of these vehicles, specs, trims, pricing breakdowns, who should buy it and who should not, let me know below. We'll cover every single one of them. Until next time, this is Ativ Cars, and we are always in your corner.